buy water, man. Even that water's jacked up too. You know, us brothers, that's one thing we try to work on too. We get alkaline water. We try to buy, you know, that high-priced water to try to help us. But we don't know. You know, it's like Yahshua always says, we're going to know in the kingdom what real water really tastes like. We don't know how it tastes like. You know? We don't know what it's really supposed to taste. We don't know what really anything is supposed to be like, man. We just know that this truth is the way it's supposed to be right now. This is how it's supposed to be. And within the brotherhood, there's love, there's peace. All right, there's no second guessing or second thoughts about one another. Like you know, I can go anywhere in my city and chill with certain people, and I have to watch them, man, because I know they either plotted against me or they're scheming on me, man. But the brotherhood is not like that, man. It's all love, it's all unity. I'm not saying it's not there, but majority of the time, since the times I've been around brothers, I never felt negative energy, man. I remember one time when I was with the brothers over there in Dallas, man, I drank a lot. And I don't even know how I was able to contain myself by consuming so much alcohol. I still felt I had power over it. You know? And a brother from the Houston camp, the brother Masaya Salakia. He even, I guess he was observing. He even made a comment saying, "Hey, you know, this brother, he can hold his drinking." And I told him, I was like, because I don't feel any negativity, you know. And I just felt like that overwhelming of happiness and joy being with the brothers alone was strong to where nothing was affecting me. You know, it was different. Over here, I'm in sorrow, you know, I don't know what could happen, you know. I just felt at peace with them brothers, man. You know, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way, you know. So it says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, you know, meaning with different lies, philosophies, things of that nature, man, trying to cover himself up, you know. So, you know, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's revealing these things to us, man, you know. But here in the world, it's complete wickedness, madness, man. You know, nobody loves each other. Everybody's against one another. And it's really going to show itself here come soon, man. Scripture say Egyptian shall be against Egyptian. A brother shall hate his brother. Or a father his son, a mother her daughter. You know, all this stuff is going to come to pass, man. It's going to be really shown on who really has that love, man. And the true love is obeying the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the true wisdom. The fear of the Lord is beginning of knowledge, man. And that's the fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's what we should be seeking after, man. That's how you're going to know in the end of the days who is still there and who isn't there. Meaning that who's real and who's not. Who's been turned over, who hasn't been turned over. You know, from the left to the right. We're going to know who's on the right-hand side. And we're going to know those who are on the left-hand side, man. You know? But going real quick, let me bring that one out. I go back to what I was saying, how Esau's going to regurgitate. Yahushua's going to cause him to throw it back up. This is in the book of Malachi. Malachi chapter 3 and 18. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh and him that serveth him not. You see? So we're going to know in that time, we're going to have that ability. We're going to know, you know, fully. So going back to Job 20 and 18, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. You see, so he ain't gonna come to his full satisfaction, man. He's not gonna be satisfied. You know, even though he has it all right now, he still ain't satisfied. But coming to that point of him accomplishing his new world order, you know, causing the masses, the majority of the population to receive the RFID chip. There's going to be a small remnant that's not. It's going to reject all that, man. They're going to be remove themselves from the spirit, the corruption of this place called America, man. The elect, the chosen of Israel, man. Okay. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. You see, so he's going to all that's going to be returned double, man, unto us, man. You know. Going back to Habakkuk 2:7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. You see, man? Because you want to have violently taken away an house which he builded, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, man. He's not going to be at peace. You know? This is Job 18:11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Talking about Yahweh Shai, that firstborn of death. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. See, so this man ain't going to experience peace, man. Right? He's going to be in complete straits between with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. And the elect men, they're going to be transformed into hunters, man. Alright. So going back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9, it says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. That's right. So this man's going to think he's going to try to escape himself, because he's trying to find ways on going to Mars or some different planet, or trying to fight against the angels that are coming from the heavens with different satellites, whatever he has up there, that are going to try to come in. He's going to try to fight against them. You know, and he's going to try to prevent that evil day, that where he ain't going to try. He's not going to pay back for the things that he's done, or give up the things that he's taken. You know? It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. You see? Why? Because he was full of hatred, man, full of complete wickedness, man. You know? This is the book of Job 20 and 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. And the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. You see, so he's going to be in complete destruction, man, and in trouble. He ain't going to be in peace, man. He's not going to be in a safe time in that time, man. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Talking about the other nations. The other nations are going to fight against her, man. They're angry at her because they're going to find out that they've been deceived and played, man. You know, by a harlot. Habakkuk 2:11. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. That's right, man. So that's what's going to flourish once and for all. It's this faith, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, which is blooming right now, man. All right? The staff of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Aaron's staff, is blooming, man. It's coming back to its fullness. While corruption and things of that nature is dying, man. Even though it's at its highest peak, yet we know the spirit is dying away. You know, that quick as it grew, it's deteriorating. You see, but in the same simultaneously, the elect, the truth, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is blooming. You know, Aaron's rod, man. Going back to Job 20 and 23, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see? So he's going to give it up, man. That fury is going to be thermonuclear destruction, man. That fire. The Third World War that everybody's waiting for, is looking and watching, that's about to come, man. You know? Like I said, with Iran, all them, man, all those individuals, man. Iran, you got Israel, you know, talking about getting ready for war. You know, Russia. All that stuff is according to prophecy, man. So while that man Esau, the so-called white man, is about to fill his belly, he's gonna feel the death by pain, man. You know. And the rest of you 2/3 Negro Latinos and Native American Indians that don't want to get right, man. You're gonna die right along with him too. All right. Let's go ahead and bring out 2nd Esdras chapter 11, start at verse 37. And I beheld, lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. That's right, because that eagle represents a certain nation, which is the Roman Empire. All right, but in our time, it's talking about America, because a Roman is reborn through America, man. All right, through the Great Britain. That's where America comes from. Is Great Britain. Okay, Europe. So that her mother's gonna be ashamed of her, meaning America, because of America's destruction, man. All right. So here in 2nd Esdras 11, it's talking about that lion represents Yahweh Shai. That he's gonna go up against it, which also represents the elect. Mainly starting with the head of Judah, going out to the highways and the byways, speaking up against this great eagle, man. Which America's symbol is an eagle. All right, that's what its a symbol is an eagle, man. All right, bam. You know, so that line, which represents the elect, we're out here speaking against America, the 2/3 Negro Latinos and Native American Indians that don't profit nothing to the earth. All right, all you are is consumers. All right. Y'all bring forth wickedness, adultery. You know, like I said in Hosea, they break out, man. All right? Yeah, move your ass over there. All right, this is 2nd Esdras 11 and 39. Are not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts, whom I made to reign in my world? That's right, because you go back to the book of Daniel. It talks about the lion, all right, the leopard, the bear, and that great dreadful dragon, which represent nations, kingdoms that ruled the earth. Okay, so going back to 2nd Esdras 11, it says, I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. That the end of their times might come through them. And the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. That's talking about the Roman Empire, man. Because they through Alexander the Greek, all right, Alexander the Greek, he's the one that went throughout, you know, a lot of the world over there in the Asia Minor area. You know what I'm saying? He went through a lot of lands in the old world over there, you know, and started conquering, man. He achieved a lot of landmass and things of that nature, you know, but through much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit, and you know, and eventually it trickled down to, you know, the 4 generals, you know, the Cassanders, the Ptolemies, the Seleucids, and the I forget the last one. It's the I have it written down. It's hard for me to say that word, but I'm gonna bring it out just to say it since I'm naming them. Lysimachus, the Seleucids, the Ptolemies, and the Cassanders. You know what I'm saying? And eventually they turned into the Romans. You know, but they had so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. You know, with lies. You know, just taking shit, taking things. You know, coveting after homes, after lands, naming them after lands. You know, oppressing a man's home. You know, taking their heritage. Like in the movie Alexander the Great, or the movie Alexander with I forget that faggot's name, that Edomite that played Alexander. But they show you that when he's going into all these different nations, you know, he's marrying those women of other nations outside of his nation, but he's carrying on their traditions and customs. You know, he's acting like them, he dresses like them. You know. For the earth had thou not judged with truth. That's right. He didn't judge nothing with truth. He just started going, conquering, devouring people, devouring flesh, consuming. You know, he was of no profit to the earth. You know, he was a disease that is waiting to be cut off by that physician, which is Yahweh Shai, man. You know, it says, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Talk about the Israelites, man. All right, the elect. So he's gonna rain it down upon him while he is eating. Job 20:24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Talking about the silos, man. The missiles are going to be launched out of the silos and devouring him wherever he may be at, man. You know? All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. That's right. And the heavens and the earth represents us, that we're rising up against him. Not only, I mean, it also could be, you know, the earth fighting back through you know, certain storms. He has no control, that he ain't using heart. You know what I'm saying? The earth is fighting back, man, destroying their cities, you know, their roads and things of that nature. So their homes. The increase of his house shall depart, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him that by the Most High. That's right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has appointed him, you know, wrath, man, to dwell in great torments. Like you read that one parable of the rich man and Lazarus in the book of Luke chapter 16. That represents the poor man is Israel, and the rich man is the so-called white man. He is ruling on our time, man. So he's going to be in great torments, man. Why? Because the things that he's done, he's oppressed. He's oppressed a man in his heritage, a man in his house. They coveted after fields. All right, they've taken him by violence, man. All right. So going back to 2nd Esdras 11 and 43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come upon the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. That's right. So the wrongful dealings that he has committed have reached up to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He has saw them, man. He's seen them. Okay. Yahweh Shai is the one that has revealed the hidden mysteries, man. You know, he's lifted up a skirt on her, looking at her her filthiness, man, which is that harlot that sitteth upon the beast that's spoken of in Revelations. All right. It says 2nd Esdras 11 and 43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. That's right, because pride is hateful before the Most High and men. That's who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus hates pride, man. The Most High delights in a man of a contrite and broken spirit, of a humble and meek spirit, man. Here in America, they show you that being big and a hot shot and a badass, proud, that's the way to go. The Bible tells you before a fall is a haughty spirit, and before destruction is a prideful heart, man. So it's all backwards here in America, man. You know? Verse 44. the highest also had looked upon the proud times. You know, it's like in that old TV series called Cheers. They show those Edomites in that television series back in the day. You know, they're all happy, having a good time. That was the glory times, man. The glory days of America, man. The good times, the cheerful times. You know, where he was coming up, he felt good about himself. You know, he was coming to all these different types of inventions. You know, the 80s was like a landmark for America. These Edomites, you know, television. They had all these different classics that came out. You know, these certain movies that came out. You know, but those times are done, man. This place is dried out, man. This place is withered away. There ain't no more glory of this place. There's no more glory for this place, man. We bring that out in 2nd Esdras. It says here, 2nd Esdras chapter 7, verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. That's right. So there ain't no that much glory that abideth in this place, man. It's done. So the highest had looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. That's right. There ain't no more that this man can do. That's right. You know? And that's through the mercy and grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that he has allowed that. He sanctioned that, man. You know? Because if you let this man go any more further, it's done. We're all done. This is Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. See, so the Lord has sanctioned this man where he can and can't go. All right? And he's not going to fulfill certain things, man. These Edomites are so-called white men. All right? So I'm going to finish it up with right here in 2nd Esdras 11 and 45. It says, and this is the prophecy that us brothers are saying through our prayers and things of that nature. When we come out to the highways and the byways, when we face certain things in our daily life, this is the prayer that we say, not literally verbatim, but in a sense, this is what we're wishing. This is what we're hoping for. 2nd Esdras 11 and 45. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed. See? And may return and being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Who is her? Israel, the elect, man. Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. That's what we're waiting the mercy for, is to be delivered out of this place, man, the land of our captivity. But in order, we have to see the downfall of this kingdom, man, of this rulership. This man has to be brought down low and destroyed, man, and be brought under subjection to the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because he's the only one that could subdue this man, man. We can't. They tried doing it with the Black Party or the Black Panther parties. These different revolutionary rise-ups, these certain men that try to rise up against the nation, the so-called white people here in America, they all failed. So we need Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to be the one that's going to do that. Okay? Our power, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, he's going to be the one that's going to set things in order once and for all, man. Because this place is out of order. Alright? So, I'm going to end it with that, brothers. You know, I hope it was edifying. You know, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Wahak Rakak Kodash. Barakatam Akim Shalom.